I started. I forgot I pushed the button just that quick. Isn't that hilarious? That means I'm really tired. I am. So this will be quick. So I was thinking about the fact that I had such an amazing week last week and weekend. Amazing. Lots of breakthroughs, really productive work, satisfying, everything. And I'm kind of like coming down from that. And I think it's been interesting that I've been a little bit unfocused after all that success. And what I realized is that becoming, I'm going back to the becoming message. So the last step in the V.I.V.I.D model was, who do you need to become? And then we talked about, or I talked about, I'm talking to you as if we are together all the time. But I talked about how to plan anything after that. And then I want to move on to another model. I call these models brain hacks, models and frameworks. Just brain hacks, easy ways to remember new concepts so that you just can trick your brain into helping you instead of working against you. And so when I was thinking about becoming is an action and becoming is work. And that work has to be done day in and day out, consistently, whether you feel like it or not. Today I don't feel like it. But I'm like, okay, this is the lesson. The lesson is that we will get to our destination. We will be able to really fulfill the vision that we've been given by being willing to step up. It's not enough to have faith and believe that you have a specific positive future ahead of you. It requires work. It requires that you take action day in and day out that don't necessarily appear to be moving you forward, that could even feel like drudgery. I know I'm an artist at heart, so I love creating, and I will persevere through the creative process when I feel like it's going well or it's easier. If I feel like it's shaping up the way I imagined or even better sometimes, then I will have the energy and the determination to continue and to finish it. And sometimes along the way, I'll make mistakes or I'll see something that I hadn't anticipated materialize. And then in the best case scenario, I will be able to use that to move me forward and get to where I want to go. Or even to get to just a good outcome. So I wanted to move on today to just kind of introduce very quickly the another brain hack that I call the W.O.R.K.S model. And it's based on the scripture that says faith without works is dead. And I'm using scripture as the foundations for some basic principles and concepts that I want to help you understand, but they're not necessarily, again, they're not doctrine, like Bible doctrine. That's not what I'm trying. That's not my objective, is to teach you Bible doctrine, but I'm using these principles to help to communicate some ideas for how you can practically apply your faith and what you're believing for. And so the W.O.R.K.S model stands for wisdom, operations, rest, knowledge, and skill. So work requires all of those things. Wisdom is let me see, I'll go through my notes very quickly again, just to make it faster. So wisdom is insightful application of knowledge. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions based on the knowledge and experience that you have. So the more you do, the more you work, the more knowledge you gain, and the more skillful you become, at making really sound decisions every time you step up to a new challenge. And when you are becoming, the challenges will never stop. And I've talked about the concept of the wisdom gap. The difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is a wisdom gap. And you need to close that gap. It's going to be work. Sorry. And you have to learn how to enjoy that process, the process of becoming through action. So then operations, this is where you want to define your execution, like how you are going to apply systems and processes that support that day in, day out, the consistent action towards your goals. And they are well-defined systems and processes really allow you to automate repetitive tasks so you can focus on what really matters to you along the way. And then rest. Again, I told you this is going to be quick. I'll go through these over the next few days in depth, each one of them. But I got a revelation years ago that rest is a celebration of creation. So part of your work is rest, and rest is not necessarily just sleeping or vacationing. Rest is literally part of the process. Remember when God created everything, Scripture says he created light and he said it was good. Everything that he did, he said, oh, it's good. So to me, that tells me that what we're supposed to do is when we create something, we're supposed to take the time to celebrate that it was good and give ourselves the opportunity to enjoy that part of the process. And when you go from one project to another and you create one thing after another without that rest, without that celebration, we're just missing a really vital part of the process and a vital step. And that's how we also can get burned out, because we're not taking the time just to celebrate the fact that we built and created something amazing and beautiful. So then the next one is knowledge. So knowledge is really like continual learning and growing, which leads to pain, right? Growing pains. So it's understanding that becoming requires that you are continually learning and gaining knowledge and growing, that you're growing in understanding. You're gaining more and more information, and then you are studying, researching, observing, and you are learning and growing as a result. So becoming as an action requires that you are constantly gaining knowledge and learning. Okay? Then skills. So skills is competence and ability. So they are developed through practice, through training, and through repetition. It's doing something doing it long enough and often enough for you to really commit it to memory, to develop that muscle memory so that you can function effectively in that skill, in that ability. And skills are really the practical application of knowledge that are essential for achieving your goals. And I don't want to go too deep in any of them, so that's why I'm kind of scanning through my notes here. And becoming skilled, developing a skill requires dedication, discipline, and a real commitment to improving, to taking action, to practicing and improving. And then, let's see. So really If you integrate the W.O.R.K.S model, wisdom, operation, rest, knowledge, skills. If you implement that, you use that as a framework for taking action as you are becoming everything that you need to be, the best version of yourself at every stage of your own development, then this is how you're going to close the wisdom gap so that you can bring your vision to pass. Okay. That's all I got for you tonight. We'll go through each one of those in a little more detail over the next few days.